my students have different caretakers, that relationship is like number one, if not the most important relationship, because when students know that parents or your family and the teacher are on the same page, they understand like we are connected, and whatever Ms. Davis says, the parent says. And oftentimes parents actually come to me for advice, like I'm going through whatever at home, and I've been saying, I'm gonna tell Ms. Davis on you, and it's like, that's the type of relationship that I have with my parents.
And we're back with another episode of the Future Starts Here podcast. But today, I'm not sure if you guys can see, but we are in a different space, and I am so excited because we also have a special guest, and this is really her home ground, really. Today, we get to meet Jasmine Davis, who is a second grade teacher here at PS 97 Harvey, Austin, which is a Buffalo public school. Jasmine is a teacher, but also a teacher influencer by night. Y'all, if y'all have not seen her videos, y'all need to, and we're gonna get her @ names a little bit later in this episode. But Jasmine, how are you doing today?
I'm good.
Okay, all right. So Jasmine, talk to us about how you even got started teaching.
Okay. So I always loved school. I love kids. I love babies. I love all different age groups. School was my happy place when I was a kid. I actually went to college for social work though, because I knew I wanted to help people, but I didn't know how.
Yeah.
And about 2 years in, I changed my major to early childhood education. It was the best decision I ever made. And
We can see.
I've been teaching for 10 years now, and I am now looking forward to being an educational leader. And so now I'm in school for educational leadership at UB.
Wow. Well, first, congratulations on
Thank
that.
you.
But 10 years?
I know, I don't look that old, right?
No, not at all. I think we're the same age, guys. If you know how old I am, then that's how old she is too. However, 10 years. So throughout these 10 years, what are some things that you have learned?
Building relationships is the most important quality. As a teacher, you're building relationships with students, with your parents, with the staff, everybody that you come in contact with. Relationships is the most important.
Okay, so I'm happy that you mentioned the students and the parents for sure. Obviously, you want to have a relationship with your students as a teacher.
Yeah.
I mean, like if the students don't like the teacher, then it's like, how are they actually going to learn? And you cultivate an atmosphere, which is your wonderful classroom that we are here in right now. You make it a safe place, and you make it a fun place. Like, I wish that they can see everything in here. Like, even the Disney princesses is the first thing that I noticed. This beautiful wall, the colors, like you just make it very welcoming. And I think that that's important for especially young scholars.
Yes.
But also talking about the parent aspect, how important is it to be a part of a parent's village when it comes to young minds in their education?
I think that's the most important part of being a teacher. The families, I don't want to just say parents, but families, because my students have different caretakers. That relationship is like number one, if not the most important relationship, because when students know that parents or your family and the teacher are on the same page, they understand like we are connected, and whatever Ms. Davis says, the parent says. And oftentimes parents actually come to me for advice, like I'm going through whatever at home, and I've been saying, I'm gonna tell Ms. Davis on you, and it's like, that's the type of relationship that I have with my parents.
I love that when students go home and be like, I'm gonna tell my teacher on you.
Right.
That just shows how much they trust you and how much like you create that space for them to be able to be vulnerable with you, to talk about what's going on in their house.
Right.
Because, you know, sometimes, I mean, I grew up in a household where it's like whatever happens at home stays at home. And, you know, I think that since then, now kids are able to come to school and talk about some of the things they may be experiencing, and where it's not gonna get, you know, higher authorities into the picture. So as far as your classroom and you being a teacher, talk about what a day looks like for you.
The day in the life as a teacher, content creator, student, guardian of equity, and I'm a mentor, and I have a student teacher.
All those things, I don't
So
know how
many
she does
roles.
it, guys, but you are amazing at it. So
Thank
yeah,
you.
so what does a day look like for you?
I wake up at 6 a.m., make my coffee, check Instagram, see what reels I need to do.
Oh, she's starting from the top. Okay, go ahead.
We'll cut that out. A day in the life of like actual teacher. I come in, I greet my students. They put their homework in the homework bin. I check homework, and then we go with our routines for the day. And throughout the day, I'm making sure that I'm telling them I love them. I'm making sure that we're doing fun and engaging activities. I'm making sure that sometimes I might need to call home and connect with families or communicate on Class Dojo. So that is the day in the life.
I love that you said that you tell your students that you love them.
Every
I
day.
think that is one of the best things that a teacher can do, especially now where a lot of our students, especially in the BPS schooling, may not experience that love that they, you know, yearn for at home, even from friends sometimes. They don't experience that love. And I think from a teacher, especially a teacher of color, it's important to see that representation and also to be okay. It's like, listen, I love you, say it back. Because sometimes they think it's weird. They don't want to hear it. Because I have mentees as well. And the first time I said, like, I love you guys, they're like, Miss what? But then once you make it a consistency, they like, so now they say, love you more, Miss.
They expect it.
Yeah, it's like, or you don't say it. It's like, you didn't say that you love me today. Mm-hmm. It becomes a thing that's accepted. I think that is definitely necessary because even if they don't get that at home, they know that it's one person that they can count on.
That cares about them.
Exactly. And
they
it's that
think
teacher.
the world of me.
It's that
and
Miss Davis.
Think the world of them.
Yes, I love that. So with your curriculum, how do you incorporate engaging activities with the students? Because you are a content creator, so I know that you are extremely creative. Talk about one of your favorite projects.
Well, right now we actually just made a beaver dam. So I'm very much a hands-on learn through play teacher, although like the curriculum doesn't really provide a lot of time for that, but I kind of build it in. I really love engaging activities. I am that singing, dancing teacher. So I don't even like purposely plan to create a song.
Who you are.
It's just like I hear music in my head and everything turned into a song. Like if you look on my page, there's so many things that I've like, oh, we dancing to this. And the kids are like, we get to dance at school and we learn it? Okay. And I think that has helped them be engaged and excited. Like I have almost the top attendance in the school.
Wow.
Because my kids just love school so much. Like
that's amazing.
I think they don't even realize they're learning because I try to make school so fun and engaging.
Wow, that's amazing. Almost the top attendance.
Number 2. So, well, I make this little joke with my admin that the top 2 are because of me directly because number 1 is 8th grade and then number 2 is 2nd grade. And I directly work with both of those grades.
Okay.
Work with 8th grade with the My Sister's Keeper program and 2nd grade is my classroom.
Yeah, so with My Sister's Keeper program, when did you start that here?
This is the first year that it's at Harvey Austin. It is a Buffalo Public School initiative the last 2 years. And I advocated to bring it over to our school because I knew how important that program is
for young women.
So like my favorite thing that we ever did this past summer, we took them to Ellicottville and we went ziplining.
Oh, wow.
Yes.
And people don't even understand how exposure like that is important. You would think like, oh, I went ziplining or I've done this before. But a lot of our students haven't experienced like this big amount of exposure where it becomes like a normal thing to them.
Right.
It's like ziplining like that could change a whole person's life where it's like, I want to travel more now. I want to do this. Or I want to be like Miss Davis because she took us to do this. It's really inspiring and exposure is important for kids.
And that's why I brought the program here because I knew that my students didn't have access to certain activities. And something simple as going to a movie or going to a play. I'm now taking the girls in December to see the Lion King play. And that is something they probably wouldn't have been able to do. And so just having those opportunities to give them things that some people, that's their day-to-day life, but for our students, it's not their reality. I thought that was important for them to have.
It definitely is. I think mentoring is important to have in all schools because, again, representation is important. You need somebody that you're going to look up to that's not like because we are adults, but it's like a big sister or maybe even like auntie. I call people my aunties.
They call me
mom. See? Or even that, but like definitely having somebody that's outside of the home where they can relate to and talk to about things and then like get an experience and get exposed to things that they wouldn't otherwise have. And for me, I mean, I was a navigator at Highgate Heights before I started my current role as a communication specialist. And I had a mentoring group there. And something that I did was like, they would see me bringing Starbucks every morning, and I would be like, these girls always, they'd be like, Miss, can you take me or can you bring me Starbucks? And I really just would be like, I mean, okay, I'll think about it, because, you know, going on a budget, especially as a young adult,
Right.
and Starbucks is expensive. But one morning I was like, you know what, let me just surprise them all with Starbucks. So I went with the regular, which is the vanilla bean. I was like, let me just give everybody a vanilla bean frappe, which is, I think, is like the normalcy thing, but bringing it in there, one of the girls actually cried. And I think like their emotions was just like, oh my gosh, Miss, like you really,
You did it.
Exactly.
You followed through.
Exactly. And it really like just changed. It changed their whole perspective, but then it became like, oh, Miss, are you getting a Starbucks this week? And I was like, well, now I gotta look at the grades, look at the report cards. Like now it's an incentive thing where it's like, what are you gonna do for the Starbucks that I could be, like, I'm always gonna be proud of you, but what can you do to better yourself without the incentive too? But yes, mentorship is important. You also talked about being the guardian of equity. Yeah, so talk about that.
So that is like one of my prized possessions. Being a guardian of equity, what that means is I'm an instructional coach for the Office of CLRI, which if you don't know what that is, that's like our diverse curriculum. So with that, I mentor teachers and I show them how to make their curriculum more diverse and use the different lessons we've created through that. But I also have the mentoring program, My Sister's Keeper, and we also have My Brother's Keeper, our life under that. And then I put on these big events for our school. So right now I'm planning for holidays around the world, which last year was the first time that I put that on, and it was a very, very hard task, but it was so rewarding because our school is very, very diverse. We don't just celebrate Christmas, we celebrate Eid, we celebrate Kwanzaa, Hanukkah, Three Kings Day. And I wanted to have something that represented all of my students, not just one. Like I grew up just going to a Christmas assembly.
Yeah.
And I wanted to change that because I look at the dynamic of the students in my classroom and I felt like they weren't represented. And that was so rewarding because I had parents coming up to me crying, saying no one ever celebrated Eid.
That's beautiful.
And so now this is the second year that we're doing that. And it's even bigger, so I'm excited about that. And then I also put on the Black History program, so I have different themes every year. I'm super excited about this year is 50 years of hip hop, so shameless plug, pull up and come see it because we got a whole nice commercial that we have planned and put out. So just making our school a joyful place is like my goal as guardian of equity.
I love that. So would you call yourself a culture shifter or culture pusher as far as in the BPS system altogether, or primarily sticking to Harvey also?
No, I think the work that I do is beyond BPS. I mean, yes, beyond BPS, but beyond Harvey Austin. It started here. It started in my classroom, and then it grew to me being just a source of joy in my classroom to being a source of joy in my school community. And now it's being a source of joy in the district, and now as an influencer in the world. And seeing that little old me has just such an impact is like overwhelming sometimes.
Okay, so yes, let's get into that because this is what I was the most excited about. I mean, obviously talking to you, interviewing you, but like the influencer part of it. So how did you push the limits? Because there is strict limits in BPS. How did you push the limits to be able to, I mean, even think outside the box and get creative with your approach when it comes to social media? Like, how did you start that? Like, talk about your first post that like was just like, oh my gosh, this went viral. I didn't expect it to do.
So, I decided to be a social media influencer. It was all God, because once I decided to go back to school for administration, God spoke to me and said, you are different, you need to share your story. You do so many things and only you and the people around you know. And it's so many people that are inspired by you, and imagine the people you would impact on a greater scale. Because I'm very outgoing, but I also am a little bit timid, and I was like, you really want me to share my story with everyone? Okay. And so I think I first started with posting like my outfits, cute things like that, and then I posted teaching videos, and then I tagged the programs that we use, and they reached out to me and started sending me stuff, and I was like, oh, this is for real. And it was only like, so in September is when I took this serious. I had about 80 followers. Now I'm at like a little over 800. I'm pretty sure by the end of the school year it'll be thousands, and I'm excited but nervous about the responsibility that is. But the most viral post is when our Spirit Week, we had Decades Day, and a couple of teachers and we decided to dress up as TLC. And I don't even know where my ideas come from because I'm not even a good dancer. But I just randomly see stuff and I'm like, we're doing it. And I'm going to create something. And we made a music video. And I tagged the people that I thought should see it. And
everybody's seen it.
Commented on it and liked it. And I literally was in this room with my sister's keeper girls. And we were working on vision boards, ironically. And I get a notification that said, Chili liked and commented on my post. I was like sitting here screaming and shaking. And it was like, who is Chili?
Oh, wow.
That's how far removed they are. I said, wow, I'm old. I said, she was like,
you're not old, but
kind of like how Beyonce and like who else I know? Rihanna, like she was big back then and she still is. Like, do you understand? She acknowledged me. It was like, okay. So then I showed them the pictures of who she was and they were like, okay, I get it now.
Wow, that's amazing. So you really just like took off just by being yourself. Like you didn't have to do anything else besides being yourself. And I'm happy that you brought God into it and just talk about what He has for your life. I think that was a confirmation for me. I don't know. Can we talk about God on this podcast? I don't know, but
I don't want to get too deep.
Yeah, you know. But I love that.
Really
I love that. That's confirmation for me as well. So thank you for that. But yeah, just to see where you started and then how you've grown so much, and to have like Chili comment on your stuff is amazing. Just by
after 2 months
teaching, just doing what you love. I really think that's amazing. So I'm happy that you also mentioned that the teachers participate. Talk about how does someone who is in your role, who hasn't really evolved, like I wouldn't even say evolved, who hasn't really pushed the culture too much, how does someone that's in that role try to influence the other teachers around them or the other admin or other staff in their areas of work to do more like what you do?
I think the biggest thing, to go back to the first question you asked me, I think people see the relationships that I have with my students and my parents and my community. And me having this social media platform has made that grow. And I think then the first viral video I had was with my teacher bestie, who is the gym teacher here. We did like an outfit change, transition, like little dance thing, and that was cute. And then it turned into, now I added another teacher and we did a video with her and everybody was like, oh, yeah, I got her in a video too. And so then it just turned into, now who's going to be in the video next? And I think teachers see that the influence and impact it has on our school community and our students, and they want to be a part of it.
Yeah, it definitely makes the students want to come here more. Do parents also follow you and reach out to you as well?
My students' parents follow me. I have students that follow me. So it's very interesting and rewarding.
I love that. Yes, your videos are amazing. If you haven't seen them, you guys definitely need to go to her page and watch. But we're going to give you the ad names in a second. Before that, tell me, what is your favorite part about being a teacher?
Seeing the smiles of my babies, seeing that their eyes just get all big when I walk in the door, because I walk in like a diva. And my coffee cup.
As you should.
If you see my videos or my teacher, my outfit of the day, I really walk in with my cup and my shades on, my fur coat, and they'd be like, Miss Davis is here. And just knowing that I light up someone's world, and also seeing the growth, seeing that I was able to teach a child to read. I was able to teach someone how to successfully complete math problems. Like, knowing that I had a huge part in someone's learning journey is so rewarding.
Yeah, it definitely is. And I can see, like, when you talk about it, you're glowing just talking about it. And as you should be. I think anybody that goes into an educational role should be passionate about their young learners learning and pushing them out and prepping them into the next stage. I think that's really important. I have one more question within a few rapid questions for you.
Okay.
So one question, the last question that I have is, so what advice would you give to a teacher who is in their first year?
The advice that I would give to a teacher in their first year would be to build relationships. That's literally the ground the bridge I would jump off is like, you need to build relationships. It is so important. You can't do this work alone. Even though we are in a classroom by ourselves majority of the time of the day, you need people. You need to have relationships with those kids. They want to know you. They want to know that they can trust you. And so do the parents and the staff and the admin. Like, everyone you interact with, they need to have a relationship with you. They don't need to know all your business, but they need to know that you do great work.
Yeah. I think that's important across all spectrums, like with everybody. Relationships is what gets you in the door, not anything else. Like, that all comes afterwards. It's all important when it comes together collectively, but relationships are extremely important to have. It's literally like what makes you you, and building relationships also cultivates a atmosphere for 2 or more people to come together and really be like on the same timing, on one accord, like they need to be, especially when it comes to students, like, and teaching. So I have a rapid fire, just 3 questions for you. Okay. All right, so you ready? All right, so pen or pencil? This is rapid, so you gotta see. You can.
Okay. Start over. My bad.
All right, and we're gonna run it back. You ready? Okay, rapid fire questions. Pen or pencil?
Pencil.
All right. Cheez-Its or Oreos?
Oreos.
Princess and the Frog or Cinderella?
Cinderella.
Okay, walk or ride a bike?
Bike.
Starbucks or Tim Hortons?
Tim Hortons.
Okay, Jordans or Dunks?
Jordans.
Really? Dunks just.
I mean,
Dunks
I actually have
everything.
more. I do actually have more Dunks, actually.
Yeah, they go with everything.
But I like my J's that look like Dunks.
Okay, I like. Oh, so you like the low J's?
Yeah.
I don't know how I feel about those. I like the 3s, the 4s, and the 1s. Those are my go-tos.
I'm a new sneakerhead, so I don't even know what that means.
We could see. Hence the heels. Love those. What's that texture? The reptile skin, snake skin, right? Yeah. Love those. It's like a bone color. We like this outfit. We very much love the cute teacher aesthetic look.
Thank you.
Okay, so while we're getting to her aesthetic, please let us know where we can follow you, and then talk about this awesome giveaway that you have going on.
So on Instagram, it's at Teach with Jazz. Jazz is spelled Jass. And I currently have a giveaway going on with a company that sells headphones. And you have to follow me and that page, Miss Q Headphones, tag 3 teachers, and share the post. And the giveaway ends next Friday, 11/29, and 3 teachers can win a 6-pack set of headphones. All right, so you heard her. Follow her at what? Teach with Jazz, Jass. All right, well, this was great. I'm so happy that we are here. I loved everything about this interview with you. I can't wait until people see it. Make sure you guys follow, like, and share her post so you can get into the running for those 6 packs of headphones, right? All right. Until next time.